Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video I am going to be redrawing an axe that I drew a while ago. It's a weapon for a character in my story, and we're going to be trying to redraw it. So this axe it's just an axe. It is a shorter one held in one hand, and there's two of them. So we're going to draw both of them. Maybe we might only draw one because of depending on how long one of them takes to draw, but yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and just get to it. We'll go ahead and just add a rough what the stick's going to look like. We're going to do everything pretty rough to begin with because I kind of want to redesign the blade a little bit and redesign the handle, so there will be different things. Alright, I want a wrap around this part, and then I'm gonna also want a wrap around the bottom part. So I think I'm gonna leave it unwrapped there, if that makes sense, there. And there will also be a bottom, which this will lean forward, and then the bottom will be, I don't know, maybe a loop or something. That's for later me to decide. But now time for the blade. Now what's the blade currently look like? Well, it's just a piece of wood, and then we've got the metal. It's got a bit of a spear type tip coming out of it right here. Alright, we're gonna have to move that, but that's fine. It's got like a spear tip kind of coming out of there. And then right here goes down onto right here, because this wraps here. And then the blade goes down. This goes out a little bit before going up, and then doing a big boy curve right there, and down like this, like that, and then like that, kinda. Let me do a little bit of fixing, but that's basically what the blade currently looks like. There's also little details on the inside where it basically just mirrors the same thing but inwards. But I kind of want to change the blade a little bit too, not just the handle. Mainly just because I did originally like that blade, but now I kind of think it's a little not the best. Not terrible, just not the best. And let me grab my eraser, and you know, maybe we'll actually grab the eraser. There we go. We're going to, I don't know, this is supposed to be a like earth weapon, if that makes sense. It's like for someone who uses earth stuff. I don't know, earth magic, but this I feel like doesn't look too much like that, so I want something more... Is rugged the right word? What does rugged mean? I don't even know what rugged means. But I want something that looks more like rough, more like it's been used roughly, because it's earth, and earth is rough. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm trying to come up with. But, whatever. Might turn out... So what the hell are they doing out there? You might be able to hear that. I'm not sure. This is a really annoying sound. Alright. That part might need a little... The bottom part might need a little redesign. I'm not entirely sure, but let's go ahead and leave it for now. I think I still like the having it connected separate ways. But if this is an earth thing, this already cuts. So we could have this back part be like a more of a hammer type thing, right? Because, well, we've got the cutting power, so why not have a blunt force object? A spiky blunt force object. So is that gonna be good? Yeah, let's go ahead and say it is. Now let's go ahead and try to erase this again and try to refine that blade a little bit. But not before pausing this and being right back. Alrighty, back to this. What are we doing? Oh yeah. I didn't get distracted. I would never get distracted. Me, never. Never get distracted. Alright, let's go ahead and do that. Get this blade how we want it. There we go. And then here and there. But how are we going to want this bottom to actually look? Because I don't really like how I did that bottom. So, like, if it's, like, connected, should we do another? Or should we just, like, flat blade go up? No, I don't want it to be flat, but when it's angled like that, it kind of looks wrong. Because I kind of wanted it to be all, like, connected. But then if I do that, how do I do this? Like, no. How are we gonna want this to actually look? I don't know. Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure if I actually started the recording again. I do like the general idea of this blade, but I feel like I'm having a little bit of trouble actually getting it to come to life. Let's try this. No, that's not axe-like enough. It doesn't look axe enough to me. That looks more axe-like. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with that. And if we don't like what it looks like when it's... The fuck? If we don't like what it looks like when it's more detailed, then we can always change it. I don't know why I did that with that smaller eraser. But, you know, whatever. We're gonna pretend like that's good. Point that. Point that. Maybe I should shorten the blade. Hold on, let me test something over here. If I were to make that like that, bring that in, do that, and then have this like that. No, hold on. If I were to, here, let's see, do this. Yeah, sure, that's close enough. Maybe we'll go this way just so I don't have to erase again. that, then maybe that and that. That looks relatively like what I'm looking for, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Alright, let's go ahead and go like that. That's not the way I meant to bend it. And the handle is fine. We'll go like that, go like this, and go like that. And then on a separate part, we'll go like this to outline those parts. Yeah. Then we'll go like that. Alright, that's good enough because I don't care enough. This would probably have rings around it or something. But yeah, and then I could just have like, I don't know, some runes in here or something. Whichever ones mean like earth and stuff. I don't actually know like any. The only runes that I know in my head is the one that stands for love and the one that's for war. Those are the only ones I remember. But that is kind of mostly what I wanted, but not entirely. I also didn't mean to detail it that much. I forgot that I wasn't doing the main drawing. We're going to go ahead and stand with this for the moment, because I think this is alright. This isn't exactly what I want, but I think this is alright for now. Ka-chow, okie dokie. Now, how are we going to connect these to the stick? Well, gonna add that part right there. Then we'll add this part right here. Perfectio. Is it really? No, I think it's too thin. Right, yes, correct. Yeah, because I kind of want some separation between this part and the other part. So we're going to add the stick. I do kind of wish I would have added the stick beforehand to actually have a reference. Well, I mean, technically I did when I drew the initial sketch, but I forgot about the initial sketch, so. Alright. There we go, just bring this across. Don't worry about the top. The top can just be stick, doesn't matter. But we are going to want blunt object on the end. How do we do blunt object? I wanted spiky blunt object, but honestly, I might not do spiky blunt object because I don't know how to draw it. I might do just big hammer, tiny point, if that makes sense. Let's go ahead and go like this. Alright, go like this, and then kind of add a big part right here. where it's going to be lots of extra weight, and then a little steppy bit on the end, you know, just a little piercing point for the heavy mace type thing. I don't know. Maybe it'll help, maybe it won't. I'm not a fucking weapon designer. I just make these little shits for fun. I don't really know exactly how they work and shit. Would like to learn, but I'm lazy and I'm not going to focus on that. I'll learn someday when I actually implement these in my story to make them as realistic as I actually can. But at the moment, these are all just designed for fun, not full realism. Except for some of the weapons. Some of them are designed for real, because I think that makes them cooler. Not ones like this, though, because I have no idea how the heck you would make an axe real. I don't know what makes an axe good compared to something like a sword. Which I know what makes swords good. And that's because I watch a lot of stuff about swords, because I like swords, but... Alright, we would add the wrap around this thing, too. Could add some extra fabric, like falling off of it. We'd probably have a thick part right here to stop the fabric from going up, and then we'd do another thick part here, because we're actually going to pretend like that's not there. That's just the wood. There we go. We might want to actually push that bit a little higher, but you know, I think it's fine for now. There we go. Push this a little higher too. Then the blade. Do that. Alright. Okie dokie. I think I could draw the other one, but I think I'm gonna end it here. I feel like I want to add more detail in there, but I don't exactly know what I would want to add. Probably whatever symbol I decide is gonna stand for Earth, because I'm gonna make symbols to stand for Earth, Fire, Water, Air, and then like any other elements I decide to make up. But I think I'm gonna end this here, because I think I'm done with it. It's not perfect, not exactly how I wanted it, but you know, I think it's better than the previous one. Yeah, this does not have a name, and I'm not gonna name it. I was gonna name it, but I'm not gonna name it. Okay, bye, 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 bye.